as a kid, let's get for the record straight, I'm not ever want to have that off. I like being a man, and I identify with being a man. And if I wanted to be a woman, I'm more than happy to shout it from the rooftops. That's the person I am. The kid who used to run around the house, 5 years old, I used to dress up as all sorts of things. Never as a girl. I'm actually saying that when I was, my first bout of cross-dressing would have been as an ugly sister at the age of 8 in a Cinderella. Yeah, but there was never any fascination. I think I might have tried my sister's knickers on once for a laugh. Like, I think lots of little boys do that sort of thing. The healthy, no weird sexual upbringing or anything like that. Nothing weird that's ever happened to me. Just an exuberant, fun guy with very creative, loving parents, powerful, artistic, surrounded by lots of books. I mean, Dad was a soldier and Mum's very artistic, so free to be what you want to be. So I went out on a boys' night out with the London Shoot Fighters around 2006. We went out for a school disco, and me and a few of the guys decided to go schoolgirls. So I'm an ex-paratrooper. I mean, any excuse to dress up as a girl and have a laugh. And I liked it a little bit more. I mean, I enjoyed it. And I remember one of the guys, Paul Ivans, he said to me, he's looking at all the schoolgirls, and he's like, looks at me, Reid, you look a little bit good. I think you've done this before. No, I've never done this before. We took pictures. Okay, that was the end of that. Roll on, 5-6 years later, I'm with Kate. I've just won a fight. She's come to watch me at a fight show. We go back to Kate's house. And she's looking at Facebook and she sees pictures. You dress up as a girl? Yeah, it's quite fun. I've got to take you upstairs and dress you up. Oh my God. So she gets me upstairs and it's like, it's the size of this studio. It's, wow. She's dressed me up, we had some fun. Pictures. Following week, we're at Simon Cowell's 50th. And I loved her. So I'm cool. It's all fun. It's like, open-minded. Babe, don't leave me. Nobody likes me. So yeah, no worries. She gets drunk and out come the pictures. World's pressed her. The following week after that, she was on Graham Norton in front of, I think, 20 million people. Babe, I've got to say something. If I don't say something, it's going to blow out of all control. I sitting there with my manager watching live Graham Norton. Mm-hmm. So, Katie, tell me about Roxanne. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's great. I'm having the time of my life. Nipple clamps, bondage, whips, chains. I was just about to do a deal as an anchorman for UFC. And I was also auditioning for a BBC drama. I had 4 auditions and they'd wanted me. And you know what they say, one door closes, another slam shut. I was like, oh, but I loved her.
Did that really kill those deals?
Yeah, well, you can argue it didn't. Maybe they weren't there in the first, but I'd had 4 auditions with the BBC and they said to me, unfortunately, due to the negative attention you're getting, we can't have this, it's salacious for our media, so I'm really sorry. But,
and how did you feel with everyone knowing about those things? I had to watch that piece of footage, by the way, with Katie on Norton, so thanks for that.
I was scared.
You were scared?
I was like, in some respect it was liberating because, cool, she accepts it. So I love her, what does it matter? What does it matter? I mean, it's like, I've got the love of someone who supports me. This is great, liberating. But it became what I was completely defined as. I mean, I shaved my body hair for my sport, and
for MMA.
For MMA,
okay.
I find it more hygienic. It's better for massages, for wounds. For if someone's trying to grab me, my style, I'm very slippery, So if you try and grab me,
yeah.
So I like to shave. I've just been having laser hair removal. I literally just did an article for one of the magazines, and I talked about that. How and what's the tagline? Katie Price's ex, cross-dressing cage fight.
There's a ring to it.
That pisses me off.
And that is all because of what happened.
Yeah, and listen, I am responsible because I went along with it. I mean, I have to hold my hand up. I went out for her book launch dressed as Katie, and I went out on a Halloween event, scary, looking in suspenders, and I looked terrible. But you know the best thing about that, I went to the gym afterwards, and all the pictures are out there. And Alexi, my trainer, what were you doing? No, what were you doing? No. You're smoking a cigarette. You're an athlete. Athletes don't smoke cigarettes. You had cigarettes in your bra. I was like, yeah, I won't smoke again, boss. So, yeah.
All right, so you're outed by the press, and then all this other, now you say there's nothing salacious about dressing as a woman, but now all the other stuff gets thrown in with it. The sex dungeons, the relationships with other people throw in, and men in the bedroom, all that stuff comes out. How do you feel about that?
Well, listen, I want to be famous, but not for my sex life. I don't want anything to do with that. And as much as I've played around and been foolish, there's a very serious side to me, and that affects, and it's very painful, not only to my pocket, because I'm a less viable commodity, especially to film producers and actors, casting directors. When I'm acting, they don't want someone who's doing crazy stuff in the media, but my family, my friends, and I have to worry about how it's going to affect them, and it's really not nice. That's very painful.
Okay.
And to be tarred with a brush. I mean, I don't get it so much now. I might get the occasional comment, but they're actually quite pleasant. I walked past a building site 2-3 months ago, and I got, Roxanne, where's your dress? And I went, nah, it's all right, mate, you're cool. Now I'm like, it used to, why should that bother me?
Right. It's kind of strange because, like you said, you would just want to fight when you met Katie, then the cross-dressing thing comes out. It's almost like, since you're such an alpha male, that people let you get away with it. They're like, well, he's a fighter, he beats people up, so let's let him do that. It's a weird type of, you get more leeway in that sense.
Yes and no. Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm accepted. I fought this guy recently, Tony the Rhino Giles, and he was trying to badmouth me at a press conference about Roxanne. What's that all about? And I had 100% support from the whole of the MMA community. All like, shut up, Tony. What's the big deal? It's, so what? And that was wonderful.
Okay. Talk to me about, Caitlyn Jenner. She comes out. She does the pose in the front of the magazine. I think you did a similar pose.
I copied Caitlyn.
You copied Kate. You had a pose with there. The word transgender gets thrown around a lot right now. I
did an interview, and I said about, I'm trans.
Are you trans? What does that mean to be trans, as opposed to a cross-dressing? What's the difference?
Technically, if you wear women's clothes and you're a man, you're a transvestite. Well, or if you enjoy that, and hands up, I enjoy it. I've had some fun. It's not been much fun lately because it's every time I do it, I seem to get in trouble. The paratrooper wore it and went out and, so what? I'll do what I want. I've learned. The crazy guy who would drink champagne and go and have a fight, I'm not that person. You can't be involved in this industry and not evolve or get a thicker skin.
Okay.
And I'm protecting myself now.
Okay. But you call yourself transgender then?
I'm not transgendered.
Okay.
But trans.
Right. Trans.
I've cross-dressed.
Okay.
But listen, let me explain it if anyone's interested, because we're talking about, if this is sexuality, this is red, hot-blooded male alpha, yeah? And this character in my finger now, of sexuality, is a character I've created called Roxanne. This is the crazy stuff I've experimented, I've done all sorts of stuff, I've tried pretty much everything.
Except for crack.
Except for crack, yeah. But this is so fascinating to the media. I'm like, so for a while, I said I've been a prostitute to the media. I played on it. I'm like, well, yeah, let's have some fun. But now, and I just did that shoot as Caitlyn Jenner because I was trying to prove a point. And I'm like, why am I trying to prove against the people who are just trying to, and I only did that 6 months ago. Why am I trying to prove a point against the people who are trying to bring me down all the time?
Maybe you want the attention.
Maybe I do. But what I want is acceptance more than the attention. I want to see. I've been offered a lot of money over the last several years to talk crap about my exes and all salacious stuff. I don't want to do that. I've been boxing very carefully, metaphorically speaking, to make my family proud, to make me proud, and to have a longevity. the whole Roxanne thing, I know I can make quite a bit of money straight away. I've been offered to open a club in the West End, a cabaret bar, and I'm like, maybe. But listen, if I was going to make massive money and dressing up as a girl, then I could possibly do that. But is that going to really make me happy? What's going to make me really happy? I love my martial arts. I haven't told you about it, but I've got martial arts academies. I've just started a new school. I love teaching kids. And look, in a shopping centre, you've got Ann Summers next to Mothercare sometimes. But I can't. I'm two conflicting brands. You know,
Roxanne and MMA
teaching kids martial arts.
Martial arts. Let me ask you quickly about martial arts and transgender and even homosexuality, because we haven't really seen the gay fighter come out. I don't know if there's a UFC fighter out of the closet, and with 400 or 500 fighters on the roster, obviously there is. And it's such a weird thing because, you know, MMA is such close contact. Like you shave your body hair so you can slip off of people, and people that don't know what Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is, you know, just two guys in high close contact with each other.
Yeah.
When is this?
There is a bit of, in the gym, for instance, I mean, I used to get jokes like, oh, I don't want to shower with you or anything. And I'm like, I'd play up to it, though, to the point, right, okay. There was that point for a while, but they know, sexuality-wise, I don't want to see some smelly, hairy bloke in the shower with his smelly balls out.
Does the sport of MMA, are they going to have to start accepting people out of the closet? Just how, say, football is a bit reluctant to...
I think it's happening.
To watch the rest of this fascinating interview, click on the link below and go to LondonRealAcademy.com. There you can sign in with your social media, log in and watch the rest of the episode for free, along with all of our episodes on London Real, my webinars, and all of our premium content, all located over at LondonRealAcademy.com. So click on the link below, you'll be directed there and you can watch the rest of this fascinating interview, and I'll see you there.